On this episode of WINTV, we explore the new bell schedule, seniors give advice for underclassmen, and a special tribute for those lost to 9/11. Stay tuned for the latest Wolverine Replay at the end of the show. WINTV starts right now.
Live from Wakeland High School in Frisco, Texas, this is WINTV.
Good afternoon, Wolverines. I'm Caroline Engel.
And I'm Ella Lundy. Today is September 4th, 2024.
Welcome to the first WINTV episode of the 2024-2025 school year. Hey Ella, how's school been for you this year?
Tiring for sure, but I had a great time at HOCO last weekend. Did you go to the game?
I did. I'm on Legacy Line, and being injured has really opened my eyes to see how hard the student trainers work on the sidelines.
Same. We don't give the student trainers the credit they deserve. Let's kick things off with Daniel Levine's story about student trainers at Wakeland.
With the start of the school year, there is much to look forward to. Homecoming, new classes, and football games. But as Wakeland's multitude of sports begin their seasons, many of the people who make these sports possible go unnoticed and unthanked. These, of course, are the student athletic trainers here at Wakeland that are taught by Coach Womble, better known as T-Dub, and Coach Langford.
We have almost 1,000 student athletes here at Wakeland. There's only TW and I. There's no way we could take care of, set up for practices, do all of that kind of stuff without their help. I mean, fourth period alone, they're setting up for soccer, baseball, football. They can run over with basketball, wrestling. I mean, you name it, they're eyes, ears, hands that we don't have.
I got hurt round 2 in playoffs against Lancaster. I tore my meniscus, and the way the trainers have helped me was I would go in there every day during fourth period, and they would just help me, give me stretches and give me ice my knee. What I think the trainers do is I think they just try to keep everyone safe, help the kids if they have something going on with them.
We make sure that all of the athletes have water. We go to their games. We go to football practices. We tape the athletes to try to prevent injury. We make sure that they're handled at the game. If they need ice and stuff, we get that for them. If they get any wounds, we patch those wounds up. If they hurt their finger, we tape their finger, stuff like that. My favorite memory as a trainer was whenever we won the Highland Park game my freshman year, because the atmosphere was super good and it had never happened before, and everyone stormed the field and it was a lot of fun.
Something that people don't know that our student athletic trainers can do is eat. Oh my word. They can eat and they can tie hair ribbons. I mean, on a Friday night, go ahead and look at their hair and look at how cute those hair bows are.
This has been Daniel Levine for WINTV.
Wow, it's so nice to see how students here have so much passion for helping others. I wonder if they ever compete to see who the best trainer is.
I don't know, but I've been competing with my friends over whose fantasy football draft is the best. Here is Roger House with all the details about this year's fantasy football competition.
As the NFL season kicks off with the Chiefs-Ravens game, fantasy football players are hoping for the best lineups possible.
I'm doing this for 3 years, going to my 4th, and I've never won a league, but I've never lost either.
I'm in one league and the prize is $500 because you have to pay like $25 to get in.
I definitely watch a lot more football games. Before I would only watch my favorite team play, but now I kind of watch whenever I have a chance.
The competing aspect of fantasy has changed the way I watch the NFL, because now I like root for players that I wouldn't have normally rooted for because they're in my team.
Fantasy is a fun tradition, and the best of luck to all who play. I'm Roger House for WINTV.
That's really interesting. I didn't realize we had such a huge following of fantasy football at Wakeland.
What else do people do in their free time?
Well, I know I have a lot of movie dates lined up.
Ooh, a date. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I love Beetlejuice.
Me too.
Here's Kieran Orleans with what's going on in Hollywood.
Has Hollywood run out of stories to tell? From Toy Story 5 to Twisters, sequels have created controversy between franchise fans and moviegoers. Coach Marshall, a movie enthusiast, shares his thoughts on the topic.
I think there's nothing wrong with a sequel. It shows that they told a really good, compelling story, and that's the goal of any movie. You need to have compelling characters that people want to come back in and find out more.
Though some are positive, many Wakeland students also see downsides to the creation of sequels.
Recently, I think just a lot of movies and shows have been like redone instead of like a new movie, a new show.
Like sometimes it can completely just mess up a movie and like make the original one like just worse because they added on to it. Although sometimes it is nice to expand like the universe that they make in it.
It kind of just ruins the idea of the movie because you don't like the second one, so it kind of takes away from the glory of the first one, I guess.
No matter the opinion, Hollywood is still creating sequels to many popular franchises. I'm Kieran Orleans for WINTV.
With the seasons changing, I love a nice scary movie with a comforting drink.
Same. Have you tried Starbucks' new fall lineup yet?
I just paid for HOCO, so I can't really afford that, but Bailey Carlton has the insight to the best drinks this fall.
As fall approaches, many of the iconic fall staples are making it back into circulation.
My favorite is Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte.
In fact, Starbucks just released their fall menu on August 22nd. They also released the recipe for their famous drink.
We have set out to discover what is the most cost-effective and time-efficient way to enjoy our favorite latte. First, we went through the drive-thru. In total, this took about 16 minutes and cost $15.72 for both lattes.
Next, we waited in line at the store. In total, this took 6 minutes and cost $14.72 for both lattes.
Now, we DoorDashed the lattes to our house. In total, this took about 32 minutes and cost $22.28 for both lattes plus fees.
In order to make our own pumpkin spice lattes, we used the official recipe on Starbucks' website to make our own syrup and coffees. In total, this took about 55 minutes and cost $5.51 for both lattes.
And here are our finished pumpkin spice lattes made from scratch. That's really good.
In conclusion, the most cost-effective way to get your pumpkin spice latte is to make it at home.
Bing! And the most time-effective way is to go in-store.
Bing! I'm Bailey Carlton.
And I'm Ella Berkshire for WINTV.
With a new season comes new opportunities for students. Kara Kirk expands on the new opportunities for esports students this fall.
Esports is a rising career choice and hobby for many. In the past few years, after the gaming industry has experienced exponential growth, it is now worth $6 billion. This activity has been incorporated in schools and sports tournaments. Wakeland now offers Esports 1 and 2, teaching students about the history of esports industry, other professional gaming knowledge, and a fun community to learn with. We decided to take a look around esports at Wakeland to understand the hype behind this activity.
Some of the benefits of taking esports at Wakeland would be learning skills to help you in the industry. There's also 12 game computers, 6 PlayStations, and 6 Switches. So we have a lot of fun in there, but we do a lot of work. I just launched a new wing at the CT Center that's expanded. It's got a bunch of gaming equipment. And so after you take esports 1 and 2 here at Wakeland, and if you're interested, you'll take esports 3 at the CT Center. I would take esports here at Wakeland if you're at all interested in the industry and you want to improve your skills in that aspect.
Well, I took esports because it's an easy class and it's a good break to have throughout the day if you're taking hard classes like stats or pre-cal. So it's just a good way to split up your time and just kind of give yourself a break to relax throughout the day.
Great reasons why to take esports at Wakeland. This is Kara Kirk, signing off for WINTV.
Now that school has been back in session, students are starting to become more comfortable in their schedules.
I know for me, the hardest adjustment was the new bell schedule.
Agreed. Here's Cooper Eggle with more information on the new and improved bell schedule.
New changes and new beginnings for Wakeland High School students. Changes to the bell schedule have students learning more but running late. The new bell schedule removes the passing period time during power lunch, allowing for an extra 2 minutes during each class period.
So it is nice to have a little bit of extra time. I can feel it more so at the end of class, so whenever I used to get cut off, I don't get as cut off anymore. It's helped me to stay on track with lessons and things that we have planned.
As class times have grown, teachers have to get creative with how they form their lessons.
In order to engage kids throughout 90 minutes, you got to give them breaks in between, or else, no one's going to hold their attention for an hour and a half. And then always having things in your back pocket. So if I finish faster than I thought, then I have something else that I could do.
With added class time, Wakeland students and teachers have made crucial adjustments to keep their learning on track. I'm Cooper Eggle for WINTV.
Honestly, I'm just glad we still get out at the same time. If I didn't, I would be late to work.
With all the Main Street construction, I have to leave at least 10 minutes earlier to get anywhere on time. Here's Caroline Engel with the inside scoop on the effect of construction.
Are business owners losing more than just profits due to construction? Major changes are affecting local businesses and students who work on Main Street or use these roads to travel to and from school or other activities.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts about the construction on Main Street. I think that things are kind of being done a little bit backwards. The continuity of the businesses would be most important, and then build from that. I think right now it's very tough for a lot of businesses to do what they normally would do in the middle of it. So I think it's definitely a challenge. Oh, there's so many differences since we originally opened. I mean, COVID happened in between, so I mean, everything from the way I look at my business and how I want to proceed in the future, what my goals and ambitions are for our customers and our staff, it's all shifted since the beginning.
Construction is affecting the Frisco community in many regards. Wakeland students aren't directly affected.
It's getting harder and harder to still lacrosse practice on time because it's a lot of traffic.
I think the construction has affected businesses because the places that are actually on Main Street, I guess it could people just want to go by because they just need to get to their places. So
I think it's impacting them negatively. I don't think they're getting as much customers because people want to go through the traffic.
I'm Caroline Engel for WINTV.
This year is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, the only thing I'm stressing about is the upcoming SAT.
I heard they switched to digital testing, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it or not.
Here's Ben Miller with more insight.
Since the iPhone launched in 2007, our lives and technology have grown closer and closer each year. In this day and age, the transition from paper to digital testing will impact students, leaving the lingering question, will digital testing be the right choice for education?
It is going to affect my teaching material. I am going to start having students write on paper, but because we are taking a digital exam, we will transition to typing. I don't feel like students necessarily need practice with typing. I also feel that there's more merit in handwritten annotations, and students tend to annotate a bit more.
Along with the new online testing procedures, the test-taking experience will be different than their paper counterparts.
So I personally think that for the paper ones anyway, when I'm taking my PSATs, I can mark, I like to physically mark down notes hey, I should, my thoughts, while on digital, you can't really go back and forth as quickly, and maybe you lose time and you can't keep track of all the questions that you have started in the back of your mind that you want to go back to.
I think there's merit to both online and paper. I don't think that everything can be digital or should be digital, but we do live in a digital world, and so I think that there can be merit to both.
While students and teachers adjust to testing changes, with enough preparation and support, education will continue to prosper. I'm Grace Pooh for WINTV.
Man, I'm so glad I didn't have to take the SAT as an underclassman. I think I would have lost it.
Me too. It can be a challenge to adjust. I almost wish I had a mentor to guide me through the process. Senior Chloe Cotter gathered some advice to make sure your underclassmen years are a little easier.
This year, Wakeland greets a new class of freshmen while preparing to say goodbye to this year's seniors. With 4 years of high school experience, we asked Wakeland seniors what advice they had for their freshman classmates.
Don't cram everything a night before. It's always horrible. Kind of start the homework when you get it. You don't have to finish it when you get it. Just kind of go at a steady pace with all your classes. Just do small pieces here and there and it'll be done like it's nothing.
I mean, it's really not that serious. I just wouldn't get in my head as much. Your transcript matters for colleges, but as far as if you get an 80 on something, it's not the end of the world.
I would definitely change the classes that I was taking. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do freshman year, but I probably would have taken harder classes. But my biggest advice is don't listen to what you hear from other people about, oh, this class is hard, because it really develops you and you need to learn how to work hard, especially for college when there's not somebody sitting over your shoulder telling you what to do.
Thanks to our seniors' insights, Wakeland freshmen can take steps confidently into the future. I'm Chloe Cotter with WINTV.
Emily Stevens, one of WINTV's lead producers, has quick updates on what theater is up to this week.
Over the past few years, Wakeland Theater has produced countless productions such as Our Town and White Christmas. Usually, these shows require months of preparation, but this year, Wakeland Theater is taking on a new challenge, the 24-hour play festival, performing this Saturday. Wakeland Theater will have 24 hours to produce 5 10-minute plays. Most of these plays will be student-directed, and admission is free. Come support Wakeland Theater this Saturday, September 7th at 6 p.m. I'm Emily Stevens from WINTV.
Thanks, Emily. To finish off our show, now we are going to take a moment to remember the fallen victims of 9/11.
Tragedy is an event that is hard for people to forget. On September 11th, 2001, the United States was attacked by terrorists in a disaster that killed upwards of 2,900 people. We asked teachers to tell us about their 9/11 experiences.
I'm originally from Oklahoma, so we had like the downtown Murrah building bombing. That's the only other thing that I've ever seen or like kind of experienced in terms of something that graphic. And then to see it on that level unfolding in real time with people like students in the classroom and everything, it was insane.
I was watching Good Morning America, and then it cut to the plane flying into the building. And it was horrible. It was horrifying, and it probably was the most awful thing I had ever seen in my life up to that point.
Social media is a platform of communication for an entire generation. That being said, if 2001 had the same access to technology that we have today, what would have happened? We asked students how they heard about 9/11 for the first time.
My first experience hearing about 9/11 was in 4th grade in history class, when I was finally old enough to understand the traumatic event that happened.
I heard about 9/11 through school in my history class.
I first heard about 9/11 in history class in elementary.
The first time I heard about 9/11 was when I came back from school and my dad was on the phone with someone and he sounded really worried and stuff. So after he got off the phone, I asked him what happened, and he was telling me about how his friend was near the building that got attacked.
In today's world, it's evident that news spreads very differently than it did in 2001. I'm Eric Kensler for WINTV.
The legacy of that day lives on in our hearts and our history. Thank you for bringing us that special report. Go to wakelandaccess.com for updates and stay in touch with what's going on at Wakeland. I'm Ella Lundy.
And I'm Caroline Engel. And this has been WINTV Live for September 4th, 2024. We'll see you again September 25th. Stay forever orange and blue and have a great rest of your day, Wolverines.
You know what time it is. Wolverine football season is underway. This past week, Wolverine football kicked off the season with the homecoming game against Grapevine. With an early touchdown from running back Aiden Poole and a later touchdown from receiver Grayson Meyer, the Wolverines gained the lead. With the defense forcing a late turnover and eventually coming up with the game-winning stop with 30 seconds left in the fourth. It was a dogfight of an ending, but our Wolverines were able to prevail 14-10. We talked with some of the star players of the game to see how they came out with this win.
First career start and first career win. Y'all were down early in the first quarter. Offense was struggling a little bit. How are y'all able to score those 2 touchdowns, gain the lead, and also claim the victory? Honestly, I think it's just composure. I mean, we stayed confident, stayed sound. After that first score, we all looked chilling hey, happens, whatever, move on, flush on. But besides that, I mean, we just kept our composure. Win's a win. Might not have been pretty, but I mean, dogfight's a dogfight. We got out with the win, and overall, I think as long as we just, keep our composure, stay sound, and don't doubt our heads. We all know that we have the ability to be the best team in FISD. We just got to show that and find our groove. And we took a while, but we got it done. All right, appreciate that. Thank you, Jaden. Yes, sir. All right, I'm here with Grayson Meyer and Aiden Poole. Aiden, you had some great rushes and a touchdown. Grayson, you had some great catches and a touchdown. How are y'all both and the team going to take this win throughout the rest of the season and hopefully win some more games?
Yeah, we started slow. Had to get the offense together. Shout out defense. They did amazing. They kept us in the game, and so we're just going to take that. We're going to learn from it, watch film, but then take that and then go get some more dubs.
Yeah, I think if we just commit to our offense and our defense, like I said, we were flying around tonight. I think if we just keep rolling it and practice hard, we'll be good.
All right, thank you guys.
The next upcoming game is September 5th versus the Colony. Kickoff is at 7, so get there early to grab a good seat.